Hi, good morning. I'm Kathy. Thank you so much for joining me. This morning I wanted to share with you an orchid that I bought. It was only $5.98 at Home Depot, and I was so excited because it's so cute and it's pretty and it's pretty petite and mini. And at my work loft, I'm trying to bring in some orchids to kind of make it more colorful and beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to repot this. I want to check to see what kind of medium it's in here. So let's do it together. I'm going to pull this out. It's a little bit dry, so I'm going to wiggle it around a little bit. What it is it has a lot of moss in here. And it's been here for quite a while because I could tell that the roots are pretty growing into the tightness of the pot. And so I'm kind of wiggling it around a little bit. It does have a lot of dry moss in here. So let me see if I can pull this out a little bit. You can see it's just having a hard time. There we go. And it's a moss. And that's how they pack it. They pack it in this moss. And so what I want to do is try to get rid of all of this moss, because when I water it and I can't see how dry or how wet the moss is on the bottom, the water can build up and it starts to rot the bottom part of the roots. So I don't want to go ahead and lose my orchid because of that. They're aeration plants, so they need a lot of air. So we want to go ahead and take all of this moss out. And I usually don't repot it until the flowers stop blooming, but I thought I'd go ahead and just do this one to give it that nice fresh bark so that it can continue to grow and be healthy. Because I could tell that this plant is really healthy, so disturbing it for a little bit should be okay. You kind of look at the plant and the flowers and then the health of the leaves too. So I got here the coarse orchid bark. Phalaenopsis roots tend to be a little bit fatter and bigger, not as fine, so you want to use the coarse one. Is just fine, and they're just the thick barks like this. And I'm going to go ahead and put some on the bottom. This is a really small pot, and orchids like to be a little bit snug. I could go with a little bit bigger pot, but since this is a nice clay pot that came in and has a drainage hole on the bottom, and it is clay so it can breathe, I'm going to go ahead and keep this. And I put a little bark on the bottom. I'm going to lay this in here, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that remaining bark on the sides to hold it firm. Because this is an air plant, it doesn't need a lot of compaction. It needs to be held inside the pot so it doesn't move around. It likes to be firm and snug, kind of like a baby in a blanket. You know, you kind of want to make it feel like it's snug and anchored in some way. And so, as you can see, it's not going to take that much bark for it to hold in the pot, because it's such a small pot and a small plant for now. But you can see the roots are coming out a little bit. That's fine. It's going to come out and search for a lot of air. It likes that fresh air. And so once we pack it all in here, we use a little bit of, again, the secret, the distilled water. So we want to water it, and there you have it. And you want to make sure that the stick is all the way down, because these sticks that hold the bloom up keeps it sturdy. And just be careful when you're pushing in the bark that it doesn't hurt the roots on the bottom, that it doesn't break it. And just see how much you can fit in there, and just keep misting it and watering it, a good water, probably once a week, depending on your temperature and the moisture of where you live. So thank you so much for joining. I'll go ahead and show you the progress of all the orchids that I do repot. So happy orchid repotting, and thank you again. Bye.